Hey, everybody. Just getting everything set up. My name is Kim Danke, and I am your fast track instructor. And I always give everybody until 8:03 to get into the webinar to make sure they aren't having any troubles getting in. So while we are waiting, let's do a little bit of housekeeping. If you don't mind, click down there where your chat button is, and it's going to give you, it's going to say all panelists. Well, click it and then choose all panelists and attendees. I see that several of you have done that already, but look at where you are typing, and if it says all panelists out there, you want it to say all panelists and attendees because it helps everybody see what we are typing in. And hey, Christy and Sherry and Rose and Katie and Tracy. Hey, everybody. I'm so glad that you are here. When you hop into the Zoom room, please say hello like these folks have. Let me know if you are here because you are new or if you are wanting a refresh. And I'd also love to know where you're from. Hey, Angela and Kristen and Tanya and Shalina and Jean and Cindy. Hey, everybody. And if I miss your name, please forgive me. They start popping through pretty fast. Let me know if you are here because you're in a new group. We've had several of our members start new Facebook groups recently to help their friends and family learn the lifestyle. If you are here from the Losing It with Katie group, the Real Skinny, the Living Shibby, if you're with one of those groups, please let us know. The Happy Camper group. Okay, you're from Bridgeport, Alabama. Awesome. Let's see. Tracy, new with Jonathan. Okay. And Jean, new from Ackworth. Katie, refresh from Bridgeport. Lauren, refresh from Bridgeport. Kristen Reed, just joined today. White, Georgia. Welcome. And Megan, starting our first week from Tampa, Florida. Awesome. Awesome. Tracy, refresh. Brooks County. Let's see. These things move around on me. Karen, new from Stevenson, Alabama. Christy from Dalton, and Cindy Brown, totally new, Calhoun, Georgia. Nicole, hey, Nicole, needing a refresh, been off the planet way too long. Welcome back, Nicole, welcome back. And then Tanya from Eton, Tim Sosby, Tim, hey there, it's so good to see you. Do you know that we're having class in Kennesaw? You can come see us. Oh, we'd love it. I'm glad you're back, Tim. And Sharon, and hey, okay, I think I said hello to everybody. If I missed you, please forgive me. Hey, Brittany Drain from Fife, Alabama, and Elizabeth Diane Moore, refresh from Ackworth, Rosalind, new from Douglasville, been following Jonathan, Living Shibby, know the Montgomerys from camp, awesome. Rejoin today, Jessup, Georgia, Living Shibby, awesome. Jen from Pennsylvania, ready to get rid of my chubby butt. LOL. That's funny. Well, I got me a new pig. I have a little pig friend. So I have this pig friend here, and I got myself a new pig the other night. Look at my new pig. Anyway, that's for when I have a hog trough day. Sharon Schwartz, needing a refresh and ready to get serious. Awesome. In Roswell, Georgia. Hey, Mary. And hey, Chuck. First week in Fort Oglethorpe. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. And those of you that are watching on Facebook, welcome. We are so glad that you are here. Okay, so what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to share a PowerPoint. And you'll have access to this PowerPoint after. In fact, at 9:15, a post is going to come out in the Shibboleth new member fast track group if you're on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, you don't have to be on Facebook. That same document is right underneath the videos. Let's see, I got to move my phone around. My iPad died tonight, and I have to use my phone tonight. Hey, Rebecca, on Facebook. So what I'm saying this for is I don't want you to just worry about screenshotting. I know how it is to be on a webinar and you think you're never going to have access again to what they're showing. Well, if you're going to do anything tonight, it's taking notes would be important, but you don't have to worry about screenshotting this PowerPoint because it's already in the website for you. It's right underneath the Sunday night video in the video library. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Kim Danke. I am your fast track instructor. I lost 50 pounds in 5 months in 2019, and now I have been maintaining that now for about 18 months. And I want to say that I've been doing it happily, not begrudgingly. So it is wonderful, and I absolutely love it. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to have a lifestyle overview. It's kind of like Shibboleth in a nutshell tonight. Yes, there's lots more things that you can learn and apply, and you know that applying what you learn is going to help you adopt this and assimilate it into your life. But if you don't have any idea what we're talking about and the terms that we use and the things that we say, and you won't know what you're reading and you're seeing in posts or on the website. So I'm going to help you learn those things tonight, okay? Because it's pretty simple. And we'll get into that. Okay. So I'm just going to teach you the basics because it's a nutshell tonight. The basics are we have 2 modes. You either have weight loss mode or maintenance mode. In weight loss mode, it simply means that you haven't gotten to your goal weight yet. And you're going to do things a little bit different, not much, but a little bit different than you would in maintenance. So there are 3 differences between weight loss and maintenance. One is simply the number of days in a calendar month that you could use as holidays. 2 is how you eat fruit. 3 is your mindset. Because many people get started and think of this as a diet. And I understand that in the beginning, but I truly want you to get to the point where this is a lifestyle. It's kind of like you got to wake up and do it every day. Wake up and brush your teeth every day. You may not want to, but you do. You wake up and put on your deodorant every day. You may not want to, but you do. So we got to get from diet mindset to lifestyle mindset by the time you get to maintenance. Okay, there are 2 types of days on planet Shibboleth, and we either have a perfect day or a holiday. Now, if you joined recently and you have that Tiger's Eye lifetime membership, when you go into your journal to journal your day and you press what type of day am I having, I mean, a drop down menu of options that long come up, okay? I only want you to focus on 2 of them, perfect or holiday. That's it. That's all you're going to concern yourself with at this time because we are just beginning. We do not need to concern ourselves with those other types of days. What you need to know about those other types of days is that there are advanced topics that once you get living the lifestyle down and you want to advance into advanced topics, they are there for you. Okay. But right now, all you're going to focus on perfect day or holiday. So how many holidays are allowed? I got to write something down. Hang on. Hey, Shay on Facebook. Okay. How many holidays are allowed? In weight loss mode, you can use up to 6 holidays in a calendar month.
Okay, I found this on.
Sorry, SIRI started talking to me on my phone. In maintenance mode, you can use up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. Now, a holiday is simply a day where you are not meeting some component of the 5 daily disciplines of the Shibboleth Shield. We're going to go over that next. But the holiday is just some day where you're not meeting the components of the shield. So, in weight loss mode, we really need 24 to 25 perfect days in a month to give us the opportunity to reach our goals. And you can utilize up to 6 holidays. Once you've gotten to your victory, you got your victory badge, you've gotten your goal weight, you can use up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. That's a lot of holidays if you think about it. And they don't have to be full out hog trough days, okay? They can be reasonable days too, but they just might be some day where you're not meeting the components of the shield. But how you can keep that up in maintenance with that many holidays is that those other 18 or 19 days must be truly perfect days. So perfect days help you be able to have these holidays in maintenance. But in maintenance, you don't have weight to lose really. You're just maintaining your results, okay? So, but all we're going to talk about this week and everything that we're going to focus on in the fast track is going to be 6 holidays a month and no more than that. So, how do you have a perfect day? We simply follow the Shibboleth shield. And, a shield is there to keep you safe. A shield is there to protect you. So we're going to follow this shield because the components of this shield are there for a reason. This is not cafeteria style either. You don't get to pick and choose which ones you do want to do. They all work in conjunction with one another. They all work together. So after having 2 perfect Shibboleth days, you get your body into a state that we like to call EFB, baby, EFB, efficient fat burning. Okay. So during those 2 perfect days, your body is getting rid of any insulin. We're going to talk a lot about insulin tonight because it's a culprit. It's a problem. So it's getting rid of insulin. It's also using up any glycogen stores that are hanging out in your muscles and in your liver because we want our body, this is key, this is very important. We want our body when it needs energy, which it does all the time, we want our body to access stored energy. So we already have, I'm just going to say it, fat on our body that is really just stored energy. We overate by X number of calories on a certain day that didn't get burned off on that day. They got stored, and then we did that, multiple days, and it got stored. So fat is just stored energy. We got to access that fat, that stored energy. And we're going to do that through the EFB, efficient fat burning. So when you're journaling, your first perfect day on your timing chart, you're going to see a green check. Your second perfect day on your timing chart, you're going to see a green check. Those are the 2 days that it's going to take you to get to EFB on your 3rd day. And on that 3rd perfect day, it's going to be your first one in EFB, and you're going to see a flame. And that means you're in EFB. You want to string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can. But planned or unplanned, a holiday is going to come. And you need to know that it's just part of the lifestyle. You are living life. There are celebratory days. There are days that are special, and you might want to have, an unapproved meal. So we've got those days all built in. But after a holiday, you get right back to business. So you have a plan now. You're going to get right back to business. So after 2 perfect days, on that 3rd day, you'd be back in EFB. You string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can, and then planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. So you can see how it's a really nice balanced lifestyle that you have become part of. So the 5 components of the Shibboleth Shield, I like to call these my 5 daily disciplines. So that's how I look at these. These are my 5 daily disciplines that I need to be doing no matter what. So we've got water, journaling, combinations, portions, and timing. So we're going to go over each one of those individually, but that's how I always remember them. Water, journaling, combinations, which is really eating in a way that controls insulin, portion control, and timing out our meals a little bit better, not grazing, basically. Okay, component number one of the Shibboleth Shield is water. You need to drink at least half a gallon of water each day, up to a gallon. So 64 ounces to 128 ounces. And to give you a visual, half a gallon is four of these. Four of these in a day, and you have your minimum in. But I'm going to tell you, if you are working on getting in more than your minimum and using water as one of your favorite freebies, which we'll talk about in a minute, your mind and your body are going to be more mentally and physically satisfied, and it's going to help you get through times where you might feel a little bit hungry. So make sure that you're getting your water in. So a dehydrated body will not efficiently give up fat or waste, and we need to be giving up both of those things. So a dehydrated body won't do that. During your very first week, we are going to be normalizing our hydration levels. Okay, and that's really, really important. Component number two of the Shibboleth Shield is to journal. So we've got to write down what we're eating. This part right here is the behavior modification part that's so important. So we're going to write down what we eat. I mean, and if I can't get you to journal, maybe I can at least get you to take a picture and stick it into the app. I mean, whatever it is, you've got to be aware of what you're eating. This journaling part helps you become more aware. It helps you make more mindful decisions rather than mindless decisions. So we got to journal daily. If you bite it, you write it. If you nibble it, you scribble it. If you drink it, you ink it. And if you hog it, you log it. Okay, write down everything. As a citizen of planet Shibboleth, there are no idle bites on planet Shibboleth. If you so much as lick the dust off of a Dorito, it's not a perfect day. And I want you to write down that dust licking. Okay, we're going to write these things down. We are going to figure out why we have the habits that we do, and the journaling helps you with that. Component number three of the Shibboleth Shield is combinations. We're going to eat properly combined meals. Eating properly combined meals keep away the fat bus. They control insulin, also known as the fat bus. So that's why we want to eat in the way that controls insulin. We just simply call it combinations, okay? But it's about what you're going to eat. And some of this, we call it combinations, but it's really eating in a way that controls insulin. Because if you end up eating a meal replacement, you're not really combining anything, but it would only be an approved meal replacement. So therefore you're controlling insulin. Okay, so we're going to control insulin with what we eat through the foundation of learning combinations. Now, this component is extremely important. But see, tonight's webinar is the lifestyle overview. It's Shibboleth in a nutshell, what you can start doing tomorrow to make a difference in your life. So I'm going to go over one more slide in just a minute on combinations, but I need for you to come back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's 1 full hour is on this topic because it's the hottest and most popular topic. This is what we're going to be eating. So make sure that you come back tomorrow night too, okay? So component number 4 of the Shibboleth Shield is portions. Now, most of the time when somebody thinks, I really need to lose some weight, their very first thought is, I need to eat less. And that's important, okay? The reason that's important is because there are 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. If you're taking notes, please write that down. There are 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. In order to lose 1 pound of fat, we've got to get in a calorie deficit of 3,500 calories. So portion control is important so that we can create that calorie deficit and burn those pounds off. Then we pair our portion control with the combinations that we just talked about, component number 3. We pair it with that to supercharge our weight loss. because with the combinations, we aren't storing new fat while we're trying to burn old fat. Okay, so we put these two together. So we're going to eat properly portioned meals from a 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule. Honestly, it doesn't matter what size plate you have, the 2-hand rule trumps whatever size plate you have. But a lot of people like to use those smaller plates or a portion controlled container just to make sure they're not going over that. Okay. But you can tell I'm a Shibboleth member because when I open up my dishwasher, it's all the little plates in there, none of the big plates. But you're going to use the 2-hand rule. The 2-hand rule is simply this. You take your 2 hands, you put your fingers as close together as possible. You move your thumbs out of the way. You put your hands together like that as close as possible. You lower them down over your food, not up here. Okay. You lower them down over your food. And as long as you cannot see your food sticking out around your hands, then you have portion control. Okay. You also do not want your food to be really any thicker than the thickest part of your hand. But I always just say, you got to use some common sense on that, because if you order like a 6-ounce filet mignon and that's tall, you just have to know that that would fit underneath your hand and not really be thicker than your hand if you spread it out. So you got to use some common sense on that. But we use our 2-hand rule. All right, so we've been over 4 of the 5 components. We've been over water. Y'all can start that tomorrow. We've been over journaling. Y'all can start that tomorrow. We've been over combinations. And what we talk about on the next slide, I really think that you can get a good handle on that and be able to start that tomorrow. And if you participated in the Thursday night fast track welcome party, then you've got a good plan. So you'll be able to start that tomorrow. Number 4 is portions. Obviously, you can start that tomorrow too. Okay. So out of those 4, those 4 must be met in order to say that you have had a perfect day. But there's 5 components to the shield. The 5th one is called timing. And the reason that timing is so important is it optimizes everything else that you are doing. We're going to talk about that on the next slide. And I see some people on Facebook I want to say hello to. Hey, Lisa Beth. Hey, Patsy Floyd and Frankie and Lynn and Roseanne. Hey, everybody. Okay. So component number 5 of the Shibboleth Shield is timing. Like I said, this is to optimize. So we don't want to eat more than 3 meals a day. You could do less than 3 meals a day if you wanted to, but no more than 3. I know that you have heard, oh, we should have 5 to 6 small meals a day. It's a myth. It is not true. We do not need to do that. 3 meals a day. Breakfast for the Father, lunch for the Son, and dinner for the Holy Spirit. Okay. 3 meals. No more than 3 meals a day. We should eat those meals 4 to 6 hours apart. If you go longer than 6 hours, that's totally fine, but you're trying to give yourself 4 to 6 hours. And if you just think about it, it's just the time that breakfast, lunch, and dinner is. That should make sense. Okay. So 4 to 6 hours apart. And that would be the best Shibboleth day if you did just 3 meals a day. But we do have times of mental weakness. In times of mental weakness, we can utilize things that we call freebies, an extra, or a snack. In the food library, there is links for freebies, extras, and snacks. And part of working your way through the fast track laps in your website this week is going to be you exploring the website and looking for those kind of things that you like. So you can have something around that is an approved item in that moment of mental weakness when you really need something. Okay. And you can utilize those. Okay. And I'll answer that question in just a second. Keep in mind that everything that we're doing, we're still trying to stop grazing. Grazing slows down our metabolism, and it's also damaging our digestive system. If you hear and talk to people, you hear people talk about digestive problems. There's a lot of people that end up in the hospital with digestive problems. There's a lot of people on meds due to digestive problems. Any machine, and our digestive system is a machine. Any machine that is overworked and never given a break is going to break down. So we don't want to break down our digestive system. We want to help heal our digestive system. Not making it digest 24/7 is going to help heal our digestive system. So let's say that you have 3 meals. Let's do a little timeline. Let's say you have breakfast, and then between breakfast and lunch, you want a little something. I always call it a little something extra, hence the word extra. So you have an extra, which might be a bite of a chocolate patty. Maybe it's a health-wise hot chocolate, something like that. Then you have lunch, and then you have snack, and then you have dinner, and then you're not used to not eating after dinner, so you choose some freebies at night. That really looks like grazing. Okay, that really looks like grazing. But if you did all of those things and they were all approved and all portion controlled, and you got your water in, you journaled, and you did everything, do you know that that is still a good Shibboleth perfect day? It is. Now, there's good, better, and best. A better Shibboleth day might be that you have 3 meals and then maybe you just do a freebie because you are having a small moment of mental weakness. So you do a freebie. That would be a better Shibboleth day. But one of the best Shibboleth days would be just no more than 3 meals. Okay. So you're going to have good, better, and best. And not every single day that you live is going to be exactly the same. So you just need to know what all you could utilize in a day. And we're going to tell you what all you can have because in the beginning, sometimes people get a little hungry. I'm not going to say that you won't get a little hungry, but if you're giving yourself enough protein and you're doing the combinations right, you're getting all the macronutrients that you need and fill yourself up with that water, and your body will get used to everything that you are doing. So timing is really for optimization. So for example, if you don't hit everything just right, let's say you had breakfast and then you ate lunch 3 hours later, and then you had lunch at 8 o'clock at night, and really you didn't have much time before you went to bed. That's not going to throw you out of having a perfect day. We give you these to optimize. I hope that's making sense. Hey, Trisha and Kristen on Facebook. Let's see. All right. Megan, do you recommend intermittent fasting for beginners? Yes. If you already know about intermittent fasting, there is no reason that you cannot apply it. So maybe lunch, a freebie, and supper. Totally fine. Totally fine. And as you guys, I'm going to give you a little snippet into an advanced lesson. As y'all advance, Travis really doesn't want us to have more than 3 eating episodes a day. And so, Megan, what that would be is a lunch, freebie, and supper. That's kind of 3 eating episodes, right? So it's just that you've chosen a smaller item like the freebie as one of your eating episodes, but totally you can intermittent fast from the beginning. Do it. And if you go more than 12 hours of intermittent without eating, now I do that every night without, because I use my sleeping time as that. You can mark that day in IMF on there on the your drop down menu if you want to. Okay, Brittany, our church is going on a church fast. Who can I message to get advice on how to stay in a perfect day and follow my fast? You're going to contact a mentor. So I want you to, you're welcome, Megan. Brittany, go to, I'm going to type it in right here. mentor.genbook.com. You can set up a 30-minute mentor appointment. You can schedule it from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. You're going to get Joni 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if you want to talk 5 to 9, that would be Missy. That's what you're definitely going to want to schedule that, Brittany. Brittany, if you are a Lifetime Tiger's Eye member, and it's not that I want you to skip Fast Track or anything, but since you're asking this specific question, if you head on over to the gold level daily doses, this would be going to the video library, then click on gold level. You don't have to watch all the videos there, but you could go to the ones on intermittent fasting. And honestly, Brittany, what I might do is watch those first, take notes, then have your mentor appointment so that she can clarify anything that you might have a question about. Let's see. Tracy says, does it matter if we eat at 8 because we are timing it? No, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. So honestly, goal would be to not eat 4 hours before you go to bed, because it is better to go to bed on an emptier tummy rather than a full tummy, because our body is really going to only highly focus on one thing at a time. And if we go to bed on a full tummy, our body's going to be digesting all night, and we just don't rest as well. Plus, there's other growth hormones that come out at night, the ones that aren't fat storage hormones like insulin. There are other growth hormones that come out at night for cellular recovery, and we need those to be working so we can stay nice and young looking. Okay. So that's really just optimum. But Tracy, it it doesn't matter if you eat at 8 because you're timing it 4 to 6 hours apart. But and every day may be slightly different. Let me tell y'all what my day looks like. I eat breakfast at 8, lunch at noon, and dinner at 4, and then I don't eat again till the next morning because I don't enjoy eating at night. So that's the way I do it. But I wouldn't hyper focus on the 4 to 6 hours, except for the fact that you're trying to teach yourself not to graze. So, but it still would be fine, Tracy. Okay. All right, Brittany. Good. Good. Okay. So those are the 5 components of the shield. So now we're going to revisit component number 3, combinations, because you want to make sure that you know how to put together a properly combined meal. So I want to tell you, this is science. This is what goes on in our body. If you understand the science lesson that I'm going to teach in just a minute, you are going to go, what in the world? I have been doing this to my body and I didn't even know it. I'm not going to do that anymore regularly. You might do it on a holiday, but I'm not going to do that to my body every day because it's just damaging my body. So in order to learn the concept of combinations, there's a few things that you have to know. If you're taking notes, it's important to write these down. There are 7 categories of food. So we categorize basically all whole foods and then some other boxed foods based on their nutrition. We categorize foods that qualify into 7 categories. So they go into these categories based on their nutritional values and how they respond in your body. So the 7 categories of food are this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read out the category number, the long name, and then the abbreviation. So category 1 is lean protein, LP. This is where you'd find egg whites, chicken breast, approved yogurts. Category 2, fibrous carbs, FC. This is where you're going to find green beans, broccoli, and over 60 approved bread or bread type items. People get really excited about that. We don't exclude any macronutrients on Shibboleth. We just find the right ones to use and teach you how to put them together. Category 3, energy carbs or EC. This is where you're going to find all of your potatoes, grits, your lighter colored peas. Well, not lighter colored peas, all your peas, lighter colored beans. Category 4, protein plus fat or PF. This is where your whole eggs are going to be, all cuts of steak, most pork products, full fat cottage cheese. Okay. Category 5, fruit, FR, also known as an antioxidant carb or AC. And the reason I explain that is because as I was going through the website when I was a newbie, I would see this AC in certain places and it was always next to the 5, which is fruit, which is FR. So I just wanted to point out to you that these two are kind of used interchangeably if you happen to see antioxidant carb written somewhere, okay? Category 6 is superfood or SF. This is where you're going to find all of your nut butters, your nuts, your seeds, your darker colored beans, avocado. Category 7, shellfish or SHF, which is really just a lean protein, okay? So you've got your categories 1 through 7. Shellfish, let me point something out. All fish is a lean protein, a category 1. Everything else that lives in water that's not a fish is classified as shellfish, even if it doesn't have a shell. So, for example, octopus does not have a shell, but it's going to be in shellfish, okay? But all fish is going to be in a lean protein. Now, the reason that category 7 shellfish, because it's just a lean protein, see, 1 and 7 can be used interchangeably, but some people don't like it. Me, I don't like it. But the reason that shellfish got pulled out of that lean protein category is because we really just wanted to create its own category, because some people don't want to eat shellfish for biblical reasons and medical reasons. And so we just pulled it out on its own. But if you eat shellfish, just know it's a lean protein. So we got our bookends of the lifestyle, 1 and 7. They're lean proteins that can be used interchangeably. Okay. Let's see. I got a question. Katie, can you please tell me if I can still eat a banana and what category can I eat it with? Okay. So you can eat a banana. A banana is a category 5 fruit, but a full whole banana is really 2 servings. It'd be half of a banana. And I'm actually going to talk about that in just a second, what you could eat it with, Katie. Okay. And Becky, hey, Becky, bananas aren't great for weight loss when you start because of the high sugar. That's right, Becky. So you have got a fellow Shibboleth member right now, right here, giving you a piece of advice. She is a member who knows what she's talking about. So can you have it? Yes. Is it the best for weight loss? No. And we're going to be talking more about that fruit tomorrow. But I am going to tell you, Katie, I'm going to tell you in just a second what you must eat any fruit with. Okay, we're going to talk about that in just a second. Okay, so you've got these 7 categories, but what is the most important thing that you can do for yourself? Because see, on Shibboleth, we can help you come up with a meal plan, and we will. We've got tools on the website. We've got a meal plan generator on the website, and you can schedule meal planning appointments with the mentors. So we'll help you come up with a meal plan. But see, the beauty of Shibboleth, and one reason it's called my Shibboleth, is I might not eat the things you eat, and you might not eat the things that people in your household eat. So you got to figure out what it is that you personally like in each one of these categories so that you can author your own meal plan. So it's going to be really important for you this week to start writing things down on a notepad. Category 1 is a heading. Start writing things down that you like. Create your own. There's a worksheet in lap 3 of the fast track laps that I want you to print out. You're going to use that this week, okay? You're welcome, Katie. Okay, so you've got all of these. This is important to write down. 5 of these 7 do not even have to be combined at all. You can eat 5 of these by themselves. So write these down. Category 1, lean protein. Category 2, fibrous carbs. Category 4, protein plus fat. Category 6, superfood. And category 7, shellfish. You don't even have to combine those. If you ate them by themselves, that would be fine. They don't even have to be combined. You know why? Eating those does not bring an insulin release, and we're all about eating and controlling insulin. So those are the 5 you can eat by themselves. Now, what I'm going to teach you now are the 2 categories that you must combine with other things. And that would be category 3, energy carbs, and category 5, fruit, Katie. So if you want to eat an energy carb or if you want to eat fruit, it must be combined with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So let's say that you do want to eat that half a banana, okay? So let's say you want to eat that half a banana. It must be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So maybe I think of bananas as like breakfast food, so I'm just going to make an example. Half a banana, but maybe you make yourself an egg white spinach omelet. Well, see, let me give you the science lesson. This is where the science comes in. The banana or half a banana is going to elevate your blood sugar. And bananas are going to elevate it even more, okay? Because Becky's right. So it's going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin to deal with that blood sugar elevation. But now that you're learning what you're learning in the Shibboleth lifestyle, you're now saying, okay, in order to make this a meal that's going to help me burn fat, I must combine it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So the protein in the egg whites and the fiber in the spinach are going to help neutralize the insulin release that came from eating the half a banana. Now, is it a properly combined meal? Yes, it is. It is. And you're going to deal with that insulin release within the confines of that meal. So really, you're kind of letting food, which it should be, our medicine. Food can be healing. See, we're eating in a very wonderful way that's going to help heal our body. It's going to normalize our hormones, which is important. Okay, so that is how you would want to think about the fruit. Now, I have my mind trained and I reverse engineer things. So I have my brain trained that if I want to eat the two things that must be combined with something else, my mind goes ding, 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 ding. Let's combine this properly. So let's just say, I'm going to use lima beans as an example because I like lima beans. So let's say I want to eat some lima beans. I have figured out, because I have a preference for lima beans, that they're a category 3 energy carb. Okay, so I'm going to have some lima beans. I'm going to use my portion controls. These two hands I carry everywhere with me. So my lima beans, I'm going to put them about right there. Okay. And if you want to know like a measuring amount, it's about 1/4 of a cup, okay, of your energy carb. So here's my lima beans. Well, those lima beans are going to bring an insulin release. I must combine them with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So maybe I make myself a piece of chicken breast, my protein source. Maybe I put green beans with it, my fiber source. So the protein in the chicken breast and the fiber in the green beans are going to help neutralize the insulin release that came from the lima beans. It's total science, y'all. We do not want to eat energy carbs that bring an insulin release with anything else that's got fat in it. And we want to eat it with foods that are going to neutralize that insulin so that if later on in the day we do have a protein plus fat, it's not going to get collected. We got to eat in a way that controls insulin. Y'all like me talking with my hands? I'm sorry. So, oh, I thought of something really good I was going to say. Hang on. So see what the problem is that the lima beans, they don't have any fat in them. And the chicken breast doesn't have any fat in them. Green beans don't have any fat in them. See, there's no fat in that meal, which is a good thing because you do not want fat out in your system at the same time as as insulin. Okay, so we're going to talk about that now. There's only really one of them up there that's got the word fat in it. Now we're going to talk about superfoods in a minute because they've got some fat in that. But look at that protein plus fat. We do not want to eat fat with things that bring an insulin release. There's 3 of them. So if you're writing them down, please write these down. Energy carbs, fruit, and superfoods. So we do not eat protein plus fat with energy carbs, fruit, or superfoods. So let's talk about the classic plate of a steak and a baked potato. The steak, that's not hurting you at all. Portion controlled, good protein and some good natural fats aren't going to hurt you at all if it's portion controlled. Where the problem comes in is that it was paired with a potato that brings an insulin release, and insulin is a hormone that is a fat storage growth hormone. So can you still have a steak and a baked potato on planet Shibboleth and live in our lifestyle? You certainly can. It's just on a holiday. It really just depends on what day you're going to eat it on. It's just a holiday. So, but let's talk about what happens. You eat the steak, it's got protein in it and it's got fat in it. So you got some fat lipids roaming around in your body. You eat it with a baked potato. Well, the baked potato is going to elevate your blood sugar. See, I need y'all to start talking your way through this. And so I do the same thing over and over. Elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin to deal with that. But insulin, it's a little distracted hormone. It doesn't come out and just do its job. If it sees fat out in your system, it goes, woo, woo, let's go collect that. Let me go get some of that. I need to store that. So that little fat bus goes around and picks up fat lipids and stores them. Now, if you take that classic plate and you say, I don't want to store any more fat, you pair that with green beans, a side salad, broccoli, or something from the fibrous carb category, then you did not have a fat storing meal because the fat is going to be used up as energy and dissipate as heat. And you didn't eat anything with it that stored it. Is that making sense? I need some thumbs up if this is making sense, y'all. Trisha on Facebook is asking if a holiday is a meal or a day. Either one. Trisha, it is simply if you were to lick the dust off of a Dorito, it would still be a holiday. So you can have a meal or you can have a full out holiday all day long. Yep. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm getting some thumbs up. That's awesome. Yes, and Becky is reminding everybody you can have 6 holidays a month. So just think about this. If a steak and a baked potato is your thing, you're not eating it every day now anyway, okay? But you can have it up to 6 days a month if you want to. All right, so that's really important. Good. Okay, I'm glad this is making sense because I really want the science behind this to make sense to you because if the science behind this makes sense, you're good to go because when you walk up to some food, you're going to go fat bus, fat bus, fat bus. Okay, I don't need to be doing this with this meal today. All right, now let's talk about that difference between weight loss and maintenance when it comes to eating fruit. When you are in a weight loss mode, you must combine fruit properly. All right. Once you get to maintenance, if you're eating fruit with a meal, you really should continue to combine that properly. But if you want a serving of fruit as a snack, or as, like you get one snack a day if you want it, you could have a piece of fruit as a snack in maintenance. But in weight loss, no. Because see, these are 2 different nutritional situations. Weight loss and maintenance are 2 different nutritional situations. So we have to treat them differently. So that's the one caveat once you get to maintenance that you can change up a little bit, okay? Let's see, question. You could not, Sharon, because all steak is a protein plus fat, and you do not want to eat proteins plus fat with potatoes, even if you put it with a fibrous carb. So that would not be a perfect day. But if you switched it over to maybe some, yes. But maybe if you switched that over to chicken breast or pork tenderloin or something like that, you could do that. All right. So now this is just one slide. I've been giving you some snippets and some science lessons tonight. Tomorrow night's 1 hour is on this whole things that you could put together. So don't forget to register for that and come back. But I'm going to go ahead and look at this little chart real quick. This is our combination chart. You've got 3 colors. The blue color, you see that there's more variety in there. That's your lifestyle column. And this is going to be fast weight loss, okay? But if you move over here and you're doing the yellow column, that's faster weight loss. And if you do the red column, it is the fastest weight loss. In fact, it's blowtorching fat like you'd blowtorch butter. It is going to be coming off so fast if you stick in this. So I'm going to kind of tell you a little bit of explanation about this. When you see a 1, That just means category 1. That doesn't mean quantity, okay? So when you see a 2, this is category 2. So this one right here is a category 1 lean protein and a category 2 fibrous carb, not necessarily quantity. But now if you want to have more than more than one fibrous carb in a meal, you can do that. They just still need to fit under here. So let's say that you want chicken breast, but you want broccoli and green beans. You can do that. Let's say you're making yourself a wrap with an Olay Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla. That's a category 2 wrap. Well, let's say that you put some spinach or lettuce in there. That's category 2. So you can do 2 category 2s with a meal. Maybe you put some bell peppers as a side item. That's a category 2. So you can have multiple category 2s with a meal. Yes, and Tim is saying that you can have the steak with just the broccoli. You definitely can do that. Thank you for helping me clarify that, for sharing. Okay, so in all these meals, each individual line is just a meal. So remember, I said you can eat lean protein by itself, so you could do that. This one is cooked in MCT oil. Okay, so you just kind of pick one of these and make sure it fits into the combinations. All right, so here's some recap of things. And I didn't say this yet, but category 1, lean protein, and category 2, fibrous carb, cooked up in MCT oil. Lois, you can. You can. Okay, Lois is asking, can you replace potatoes with radishes? Yes, radishes are actually a fibrous carb. So you could use radishes. I hear that turnips, when cooked properly, I've never tried that, but anything that's a category 2 that's similar to a potato, you could probably get the same feel and similar taste out of it and make that work. But you can replace potatoes with radishes. Yes, Lois. Okay, a category 1 lean protein and a category 2 fibrous carb cooked up in MCT oil, which we're going to talk about in just a second, or shellfish and fibrous carb cooked up in MCT oil. Those are your fastest fat burning combinations. So to keep it really simple this week, if you did 96% lean ground beef with green beans and you cooked those things up in MCT oil, that's one of the fastest fat burning combinations. Chicken breast and cauliflower cooked up in MCT oil, your fastest fat burning combinations. If you want to eat a 3, which is an energy carb, or 5 fruit, you must eat it with a category 1 lean protein and a category 7 shellfish and a category 2 fibrous carb. We just don't eat category 4s, which are protein plus fat, with anything that brings an insulin release, and that's our 3s, 5s, or 6s. Oh, and I didn't touch base on this, but we'll talk more about it tomorrow night. But if you're taking notes, write this down, please. Category 6, the reason that it qualifies to be a superfood, an item that's in that category, is because it has all 4 macronutrients in there. Okay, on planet Shibboleth, we consider water a macronutrient, so that's one of the 4. And then it's got protein, carbs, and fat in it. So that's why we just don't eat these category 6s with 4s, because you don't want the carby part of a 6 to collect any fat from the 4s, okay? Becky, I need to try that. I really want to try that. Becky is saying that jicama is a good potato replacement. I want to make jicama fries. And Katie's saying she loves the taste of MCT oil. I actually do too. My very first meal was some chicken breasts that I cooked up in some MCT oil in the pan. Well, once I got over to the table, I kept thinking about that MCT oil in the pan that had some seasoning in it. So I went over to the pan and I got my spatula and a little ramekin, and I just pushed all of that out into my little ramekin. And as I was cutting up my chicken, I would then dip it in that MCT oil like a little au jus sauce, and it's good. It's really good. Tracy, the Now brand on Amazon is an excellent brand to buy. If you're going to buy it on Amazon, do us a favor and go through the food library and click it, find it on Amazon. That'll help Shibboleth, the little ministry, out, okay? Because as y'all know, we don't charge much to get into Shibboleth. But every little bit that we do get helps. So 4 cents on the dollar on some smaller things, and 2 cents on the dollar, I think, on big giant things. But if you put Now Amazon brand, you put Now brand in your Amazon cart, through a link from the Shibboleth Food Library, and then you decided to buy an iPad, a mattress, pool chemicals. I'm saying expensive things. You decided to buy all of that in there. Shibboleth will get a little credit for that too. So anytime you're shopping on Amazon, go through the food library link, and then guess what? Even if you don't want that item that you went through the food library link to, you can take that out of your cart. It's just the fact that you're getting to Amazon through the link that helps us out. Okay, all meat at a restaurant should be considered a category 4. Even if you think at a restaurant, I want green beans and mashed potatoes, and I know that those are a category 2 and 3, and that 3 is really important for me to combine properly, I'm going to have some chicken breast, and that'll make a properly combined meal. It would at home, but not at a restaurant. Here's why. We do not know what oil they cooked that chicken in. So basically, they took a lean protein, cooked it in some unapproved oil. Most people aren't cooking with MCT oil in restaurants, okay? And they have turned that into a protein plus fat. And therefore, you need to eat it as a protein plus fat, and we would not have it with 3s, 5s, or 6s. And those are the rules. Those are my basic, quick, and easy rules. Okay, now we're going to talk about approved cooking oils. Our number one suggested a cooking oil is 100% medium chain triglycerides. It's very important that you look at the bottle. Now, I'm just going to make a suggestion. Buy it from Shibboleth. We sell 2 kinds. We sell the zero drag kind, and we sell the now kind that we were just talking about. We sell both of them in our store online. Anything that you order from our store online that's $30 or more ships to you for free. So you know that you're doing great if you have those 2. And I see a lot of people buying MCT oils that are not approved, because they can't cook with them. They think they're buying 100% MCT oil because on the front of the bottle it says MCT oil, but you got to flip that bottle over and you got to read the ingredients, and it needs to say 100% medium chain triglycerides. That's it. It should not say 100%. Okay. It shouldn't say medium chain triglycerides from coconut oil. It shouldn't say medium chain triglycerides from palm oil. It needs to just say 100% medium chain triglycerides, because coconut oil is our second approved and you can use it. But if you're trying to truly get the 100%, it wouldn't be coconut oil, because coconut oil is only 66%. It's 66, not 100. So a medium chain triglyceride, the 100%, all of the oil that's in there are medium chain triglycerides, where only 66% of coconut oil is. But please know that it's still approved too. It's just that the 100%, see, these people that are trying to sell you stuff out there in the world, they're not always thinking about, they want to sell you something. They don't necessarily think, what's their nutritional situation? What are they trying to achieve? And they like to do branding and marketing that'll make you think you're buying the right thing and you're not. So just make sure that you can cook with it. Make sure it says 100% medium chain triglycerides as the ingredients list. But simply, I just go to the Shibboleth store and buy it. We ship things out super quick. Okay, so medium chain triglyceride, let's talk about this. It has almost no propensity to be stored on the body as fat. It burns up like that, okay? It burns up so fast, I need to tell you to cook on low to medium heat, because it will set off your smoke detector if you don't, because it burns up so quickly. All right, now let's compare MCTs to what most of us were using before Shibboleth. We were probably using olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, avocado oil, other oils. Those are all LCTs, long chain triglycerides. They have a great propensity to be stored on the body as fat because they are a longer fat lipid and they're extremely dense. They do not burn up easily. So even if, see, I'm not out there running any marathons. I don't know about you, but I'm not running any marathons. If I was running a marathon, maybe I could burn off some LCTs, but I'm not. Most of us aren't, okay? So we have a hard time burning off all those LCTs just because of the way they're made. So that's why we need to switch from that oil. So this is a secret alert in Shibboleth. Switching over our oils is a major secret alert. So medium chain triglyceride, the zero drag brand. Okay, so you would not want to use more than 1 tablespoon of it for like a serving in a meal. And you don't have to use a full tablespoon. You just don't want to use more than a full tablespoon. So the zero drag brand has 100 calories per tablespoon, where the Now brand and all the other brands I've ever looked at have 130 calories per tablespoon. Well, calories are important. I don't want a random extra 30 calories. So if I had to buy the Now brand, I would. But if I have the option of buying the zero drag, I think it's out of stock right now, but that's why we have the Now brand on there. But in the future, when you have the opportunity to buy zero drag, it's got 30 less calories in each tablespoon. So that's why I kind of recommend that one. Okay, so Jane, it is derived from coconut and palm. It is derived from it. But what they've done is they've pulled all of the MCTs out of the coconut and palm, and they didn't leave any of the LCTs in there. That's the point. So they are coming from those foods. They are coming from them, but they are extracting all of the medium chain triglycerides only. I hope that makes sense. Okay, your second most recommended is coconut oil. Like I said, it's 66% MCTs, and you can use ghee butter, Ghee butter. Okay, question on Facebook. Can you put the steak with the calorie cauliflower mashed potatoes? So, Rebecca, what I would do is I would look that particular item, if it's a brand, I'd look it up in the food library and see what it's categorized as. If it's categorized as a 2, then yes, you can. Okay. Gotcha. Okay, ghee butter, it's butter, but it's clarified butter. So it's 40 to 45% MCTs. The reason we can use this butter, even though it's, it's a fat, but it's a healthy fat, is because all of the milk product of the butter basically has been pulled out of it. And that milk product is the sugar producing part that's capturing fat. So that's been pulled out of ghee butter when it's clarified. Okay. So you can use all of these things. See, ghee butter may come in handy when you want to make some shrimp scampi. See, there's things that need that butter flavor to really taste like they should. That's when you would choose to use ghee butter. Okay. You can also use 0-calorie cooking spray. Now, I had a great question one night. Somebody said, well, why would I even choose to use some of these things that have calories in it? And she was specifically talking the medium chain triglyceride. Why would I choose to use medium chain triglyceride over 0-calorie cooking spray? Well, it's because medium chain triglycerides have a muscle preserving effect and a metabolism building effect. And 0-calorie cooking spray doesn't really have that. So this is how I use these oils. Medium chain triglycerides, I use those when I am cooking a lean protein. And I could also cook up a fibrous carb in it, okay? But I use it with that. So let me just give you an example. Egg whites. If I'm cooking egg whites, I'm going to use medium chain triglycerides. But if I'm cooking a protein plus fat, I already have healthy natural fats in that protein plus fat. I don't need to add more to it. That's when I'm going to use my 0-calorie cooking spray. So when I make those whole scrambled eggs, I use 0-calorie cooking spray. So that's the way that I do that. Also, with the medium chain triglyceride, there's a lot of noise out there around medium chain triglycerides. And I want you to know that on planet Shibboleth and in the nutritional situations that we're in, we're wanting to burn fat. We're going to use medium chain triglycerides for 3 reasons only. Cooking in a pot or a pan, in a recipe if it calls for oil, and making salad dressings, approved salad dressings. Those are the only 3 reasons we're going to use it. Even though you're hearing really great and wonderful things about it, never feel like you need to get it in. Okay. You don't need it for a supplement. We are not going to put it in our coffee and make bulletproof coffee because coffee is a pre-digested drink. There's nothing in there to even slow down this natural fat. Okay. We still want to use it appropriately. We're not going to add it to shakes and things like that. That's adding random calories to shakes, and we don't need random calories added. So we're using it for the purposes of cooking or making some salad dressings. And then Becky says that ghee makes great grilled lean ham and fat-free cheese, and it crisps it up like a diner sandwich. Becky, I love that example. I've always wondered how to get that crispness. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that. Yes, and Tim says that Becky is right. It makes you feel like you're cheating. It's so good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that, Becky. Thank you. All right. So now we're going to start wrapping some things up. You want to remain in EFB as often as possible. So we are striving for those perfect days, but planned or unplanned, a holiday's coming, right? Then you just get back to business. You get 2 perfect days under your belt, you get back into EFB, and you string some more EFB days together. And then planned or unplanned, a holiday's coming. So does it not make sense that you have a plan now? See, before holidays, before Shibboleth, I didn't have a plan after holidays. I'd let Christmas holiday go into every single day between Christmas and New Year's, and then it often went on into to January too. So I didn't really need all of that, but now I have a plan. I'm so thankful for the plan. I hope you will be too once you get it down. Okay. Now listen, let's talk about this again. When we are in EFB, our body is going to burn stored energy for the energy that we need rather than burning easily accessible sources of energy, such as unapproved oils and starchy and sugary carbs. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of things in this lifestyle that are going to make you feel like you're having starchy and sugary carbs. You know, they do a great job out there with some meal replacements that meet our purposes. There's going to be some breads and tortillas and all kinds of things that you can use. You just want to do some exploring this week. And if you'll work your way through the fast track laps, I take you through exploring, okay, this week. And I also help shorten your learning curve by the little videos that I make in there as well. So we want to burn stored energy. We don't want to give our body new, easily accessible sources of energy because you know what? I would take the path of least resistance on things. Most people will. Our body's going to do the same thing. If it's been given a long chain triglyceride, it's going to gnaw on that for its energy. But if it hasn't been given a long chain triglyceride, it's going to gnaw on stored energy. Awesome, Megan. I'm so glad that you do. Awesome. That's good. Okay, we're going to recap the fat bus. The fat bus is insulin. Insulin is a growth hormone, a fat storage hormone. After an insulin release, fat storage will occur for up to 48 hours if we didn't eat properly combined and deal with that insulin within that meal, okay? Meaning that you're out of EFB, hence the 2 days to get back into EFB. Insulin also increases appetite. Have you ever had that opportunity where you ate some ice cream and then you wanted honey roasted barbecue chips and then you wanted some caramel popcorn and then you wanted a pickle and then you're like, why am I doing this? Well, that's because insulin will send your appetite off the charts. So you just want to be aware of that. And then after the fat bus has been on its rounds, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into EFB. All right, what am I going to eat this week? I really want you to make a list of your favorite 7 lean proteins. Just go into that new member food library. It's a smaller food library. It's not as massively huge as our big library, but make yourself a list of 7 favorite lean proteins and 7 favorite fibrous carbs. And do you remember when you were in elementary school and you had 2 lists and you just had to draw a line between one thing that matched with the other thing? That's all you're going to do is you're going to say, I would like to eat some 96% lean ground beef patty with some green beans. I would like to have some chicken breast with some jicama fries. Okay. you're just going to mark them together. Now, you might not try jicama fries your first week because a lot of people haven't tried a lot of things that are out there, and Shibboleth will help you expand what you eat if you'll give it the opportunity. I know I've been a picky eater and I'm starting to expand that, which is good. So you're simply going to mix and match. And if it's something that you can cook up in MCT oil, that's a lean protein and a fibrous carb, cook it up in MCT oil for your fastest fat burning combination. Then throw in a few meal replacements for simplicity because we're not going to always make breakfast, lunch, and dinner cooked every single meal. And if you're eating Pop Tarts and cereal and things like that now, you got to figure out what the void replacements are for those things. You got to figure out, instead of having a blueberry muffin that's going to store fat, that you can have a mighty muffin that's not going to store fat. So you got to figure out which one of these things that are going to help you. Mighty muffins are really great that even though they've got a few sugars in them, they have so much fiber and so much protein in them that it offsets that. And that's the blessing of a good meal replacement. And then keep in mind that in the beginning, you want to keep this super, super simple. You're just trying to get some results in your first week, but you've got a lifetime to continue to try new foods and new combinations and look at the recipe library and all of that. Now, last but not least, I want you to take advantage of our awesome, awesome resources. Make sure you're in the Facebook support groups if you're a Facebook user. If you're not a Facebook user, you have all sorts of resources on the website. You've got a chat feature and you've got all of our videos and everything right there. And you can set up mentor appointments and everything. But if you're on Facebook, you do have some extra support. Familiarize yourself with our awesome website. And I'm going to pop over in just a second into the website and show you where I want you to mark off that you've done this webinar tonight. And I'll show you some things about the fast track laps. Make a getting started mentor appointment, but I want you to make that mentor appointment for next week. And the reason I say that is because I want you to focus in on the fast track laps this week. If you focus in on the fast track laps this week, when you have that mentor appointment next week, she's not having to teach you the whole program and y'all are having a more intelligent conversation and you can accomplish more. So that's why I want you to do it in that way. So welcome to the Shibboleth family. We are here for you. It's the best thing I have ever found in my life, and I hope that you feel the same way about it. I'm going to pop over into the website real quick. So I'm going to the Shibboleth website. If you're a new member, the fast track should be popping up for you automatically. If it's not, no worries. Click on dashboard at the top. And if you are not a new member, but you need to do fast track, then you click on dashboard. And then right there, fast track. See, it's kind of grayed out, but you just need to hover over it and click it. So these laps here, these laps are designed as a self-directed, self-paced curriculum. Now, really, lap one, should be done today. If you haven't already done it, don't worry about it. Just kind of work through it. But yes, it's kind of meant Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all that. But I didn't name them the dates of the week because I didn't want people to think it had to be done on a certain day. It's just that we're trying to accomplish this in a week's time. Okay. There's a video right here. See where it says lap one? When you watch this video, I am going to be sharing my screen with you, showing you how to do all of these things. So each lap has its own video showing you how to do whatever the little tasks are in these links, okay? Now that you have participated in tonight's webinar, you can go into lap 2 and that very bottom task says participate in the Sunday night live webinar. You can just check that off because you've done this now. If you're watching this on replay, it's going to be on demand right there for you. So if you weren't able to participate live, boom, you click it, you watch it, then you check it off, okay? And then one of the things that I want you to do is we're going to make lists of things that are our favorites. I want you to print out and use this worksheet. There's a lot of color in this worksheet, so if you don't like to print color on your printer, marked black and white before you print it. But this is going to help you create your lists of fibrous carbs, okay? I mean, lean proteins, fibrous carbs, and so forth. And honestly, you're going to work through all of them this week, but you're going to be focused on these two right here. And you're going to build some meals right there. And the reason this says 1/7 is because your lean protein could be from your lean protein or your shellfish category. And do you see right here where it says freebies, extras, snacks, meal replacements? Well, when you get over into these other laps right here, let's say lap 6, do you see where it says list 7 freebies on your fast track worksheet? When you click right there, it's going to take you to the freebies list. You're going to get to look through and pick them and write them on your worksheet. This one says list 7 extras and so forth. So everything that we do is trying to direct you into figuring out the foods that you like. Now, also, do you see how there's a little pop-up? I think I want to go to anyway, there's a little pop-up. So see if you hover over the little information eye, that little black box is written like if you and I were talking together and what I want you to know about that link and what I want you to know about completing that task. So make sure you read the black box first. Then the links take you to the page in the website right where you need to be. Then once you accomplish that, you come back and you check it off. Some of these are going to be really easy. They're going to be join a Facebook group. Some of them are going to be easy. If you're not a Facebook user, just mark it done because you need to have all of these boxes checked in order to open up your full website to you. Okay. So if you are a refreshing member and you're thinking, wait a minute, why do I not see all my recipes and why do I not see all my food library? It's because you got to finish fast track to open all that back up. Okay. We were really trying to direct people to doing the right thing and helping make sure that they educated themselves. This is the food library, the new member food library. These are the little 14 fast track videos that you'll want to watch. By the way, all 14 take less than 1 hour to watch. All right. So you're going to work your way through your laps. This is your self-directed, self-paced curriculum that we do hope that you get finished during this week. Okay. If you have any questions at all, you reach out, you let us know. We're here for you. We want to make sure that you have the best start in the lifestyle, and we want to make sure that you know that you are part of our family, and we'll do absolutely anything to help you understand this, but we can't do it for you. We can just we can encourage and we can prepare. And as a former teacher and principal myself, I've tried to cover every learning style. Okay. I've tried to cover watching and listening and doing. So I've tried to cover it all in the little curriculum that we built there, but to also not make it too complicated either. So please let us know if you have any questions. Yay, Candy. I'm so glad you were on here. Do you know that I thought about you during this webinar? I thought, has Candy done this? I did. I'm glad you're here, Candy. That's awesome. It really is such a blessing, y'all. And you just do this. Find other people to do this with, okay? Make sure that you do this with other people in your life so that y'all have something to talk about and connect about. And this isn't a short-term project, okay? This is for life. I mean, we all have to get that in our mind that once we learn these things, they'll be beneficial to life. So, all right. Well, we're going to hop off. And I just looked down to see if there was anything on Facebook, any questions, and there's not. Hey, everybody on Facebook. And Candy, that's awesome. You're welcome, Tim. Tim, I'm so glad to be connected with you on Zoom tonight. And Candy, that's awesome. You sign them up. Okay, Sharon, can you share more info about the Kennesaw class? Sure. In Kennesaw, Georgia, if you live near there, we have classes on Monday night at 6 p.m., Thursday mornings at 10:10 a.m., and Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. And we never really know what the class is going to be about, okay? Because really, if you think about this, the foundation of our lifestyle is the foundation, and you need to hear multiple things. But I always have something good to say. So you're welcome, Megan. You're welcome. So Sharon, you'd really want to register for that class. And Sharon, do you know where to register for that? Good. Awesome. Okay. So a lot of times we talk about the lifestyle. Sometimes we talk about food. Sometimes we talk about behavior modification. It's always good. It's always good. Okay, Brittany, you don't know where to send that. Okay. So just to let y'all know, if you need to hop off, totally fine. But I am going to go in and show Brittany where to register. Oh, yes, definitely doing them in person. You're welcome, Nicole. I'm so glad that you are on here. I'm so glad. Yes, so what we're doing is Monday night's class and Thursday morning's class are limited to 10 people because of the space that we have. Saturday's class is 15 because we have a larger space. Good, Kristen. I'm glad. Awesome. Thank you, Lauren. You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to show Brittany where to find the registration. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to pop back over into the Shibboleth website. So do you see right here where it says upcoming events? Do you see that, Brittany? So it's right above all those colorful. Okay, you click right there on upcoming events. Then you're going to filter. There's a filter right here. Online webinar if you want to do the online webinars, but you can also find just online webinars right here. But click in-person class and then hit filter. And so here is Monday night's accountability meeting. There are 4 seats available, and you would just click that red register button. If you're ever in the website, like let's say that you click through a link that says register for Monday night's class, but you don't see that red button, it means you're not logged into the website to be able to register. So click there. Okay, so that's where you register for it. If you happen to be in the Cartersville area, we're going to be having classes back again in Cartersville on the 1st and 3rd Thursday night. Okay, so if you want to bring a non-member, we got an info meeting that's just going to be 20 minutes. And if you're a member, we're going to have a 45-minute class Thursday, January 21st, which is coming up this Thursday. You would just come in here and register. Wow, we've got 7 people registered already. That's awesome. So that's near Cartersville. And then while I'm here, I'm going to click on the online webinars tab. And do you see this is upcoming live broadcasts? This is recently recorded broadcasts. This is where you're going to find all of my events. And it's also going to say which membership levels it qualifies for. Because see, some people just join as a fast track member. By the way, if you're on here and you're a fast track member, please get your lifetime membership. You can go to www.thekimspecial.com, or if you're friends with somebody else that's been encouraging you and they have a link, go to theirs. But get your lifetime membership because it's $69.95 right now for a lifetime membership for all of these levels, but that goes away at midnight tonight. So those of you that are on here watching and you want your BFFs to sign up, get them the lifetime. All right, so here's my events. Here's Jason's events, and here's Travis's events. Now he's got a lot more. They just haven't put them all in, okay? But that's where you're going to find online classes. And I love to teach this website. So anytime you need me to, let me know and I'll be happy to help you. And the mentors, let's see with this. Y'all, I hope y'all don't get sick of me. Mentor.genbook.com. Okay, so I'm going to go to mentor.genbook.com. And what I'm saying is mentor.genbook, Gen, like you're generating an appointment. So you can have a getting started mentor appointment. That's something like you could schedule next week. Or if you feel confident in what to do daily, but you want meal plan help, you can do that. Do you know you can have a mentor appointment as often as you need it? If you need one once a week, schedule it. You could do a website walkthrough. And a May Day is when you've gone over 6 holidays in a month in weight loss. We got a call for a May Day. And then you could do a journal review. So you could submit for journal reviews all the time. My cousin submitted for a journal review every day for 4 months and had them look at her journal to make sure she was doing everything right, and they would help and tweak and all of that. So y'all use these resources. They're included in your membership. All right. I went long, but thank you for hanging out with me. I certainly appreciate it. And we will see you tomorrow night for the Simple Food Combining webinar. Bye, everybody.